So I'm actually I'm trying to host a party next week. It's an edging party, but you guys can't come.
Come on, please.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
It's an
You got-
edging party.
Like you're so close. Like, oh man,
Doc,
It's just on the tip of the tongue.
you really wanted to go to that party,
It's
didn't
just
you?
on the tip of the tongue.
not quite.
Good one, Sodie. Good one. Even though you're an hour away, your jokes land like you're sitting right next to us. This is the Second Office. I'm your host, Alec George. It's my vacation. I've been drinking since 10 a.m. Next to me,
Jesus
Sodie and Doc.
Christ.
I haven't. Just kidding. But once the 4th of July hits, I ain't waiting. I ain't waiting until 10:01. I'll put it that way. What's up? How's the week?
It's been beautiful.
Doc, you go.
Dude, just keep living the dream, man.
Damn right.
I was on vacation, now I'm back at the first office, and boy, am I back at the first office.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how hard I. Okay, so
Sorry.
for the listeners, Doc had his week-long vacay. Couple days when he had a couple days left, I started my 10-day vacay. I cannot tell you how hard I have disassociated and just been in a haze of naps and oneies and some booze.
As you should.
Wait, what's your ideal nap hour of the day?
Okay.
Because like a lot of times mothers, their child around like 1, 2, like they know when their kid needs a nap. Does your wife know what time you need naps on vacation?
No. Emily is like that though. I know when she needs naps. Mine
Is it a certain time or is it a certain attitude that indicates?
Usually around same time. She's a late afternoon napper, and we'll usually
You
go.
didn't say that there's no attitude that comes with this nap meeting.
And I won't say that.
Perfect. I get hangry. I'm not.
No, of course. Don't we all?
Hangry.
Don't we all? But
Word.
recently, the last few days, my naps have been. Well, one came at 9 a.m. because I was up. I was up a little before 8. Sat out in my undies, had me a cup of coffee, and I was like, you know what? The dog's still in bed. I'm gonna join her. Put on Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, and I fell back asleep for the entire duration of the movie and then some.
Man, I can't believe you just called your wife a dog.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Wait, did he? That's terrible.
Sodie, how was your week?
Well, I was just gonna say. Well, before I get into my week, I was just gonna say, is there a favorite nap spot you have? Because I know exactly what room of my cabin and how much rain has to pour for me to do one of those. Wake up. If it's Sunday, there's Formula One on. My dad and I will have 2-3 cups of coffee together. You know, fog the place up a little bit. And then it's dumping rain. I'm like, I can't go fishing. Dogs don't want to go outside. So we'll find a nice podcast and sneak back into my bedroom at the cabin.
Hey, do you know what a
as
good
the rain
podcast
hits-
is?
As the rain hits that tin roof and the dogs start to snore and gently slip into a deep, beautiful slumber,
Oh, you're gonna put
I
me
can
down.
honestly say there is no better nap I've ever had than a before noon, hour-long napper. Let's say I got up at 7. I was trying to be proactive and the weather didn't permit. Oh, my God, there is no better nap than at the cabin. Do you guys have a favorite nap spot?
Dude,
I absolutely.
for one, I just love how both of you going into your nap stories. It's I woke up at 8 getting ready for the day. I woke up at 7 trying to be productive. Boys, we gotta talk about this. 4
Well, 5:30 is
a.m.
my new
every
uptime, just so you know.
day.
You got the kid though. We don't got kids.
I will
You
say,
got the
Doc,
kid. You gotta be up.
In the
Man,
last-
even when I
in the
work at
last
6, I'm out of bed 5:30.
That kills me.
Oh, it's all I can muster sometimes.
Man, 4 a.m. every
5:30
day.
is where I'm trying to be every day.
Dude, 4 a.m. every day. You work out, you get that done, you eat a good breakfast. For me, I got to get the kid up. For you, take the dogs out.
You've been doing this for how long?
I've been before 4 a.m. is the earliest now because of the kid.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that
nuts,
for.
dude. I got to go to the airport time. I don't wake up at 4 unless I'm going to Montego Bay at 5.
Yeah, 4 a.m.'s been a couple of years now. And that actually, it wasn't too hard for me because I used to have a job where I had to be at work at 4 a.m. I used to work 4 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Whoa.
And dude, and it's actually glorious.
I bet. I was
What
just
time
gonna
do you go
say,
sleep?
That sounds fucking amazing.
8.
That
Man.
sounds incredible.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
mad at that. That's something. No
Yeah,
traffic.
No
traffic.
No traffic, dude. And those were great. Like it. Anyways, I'll get away from that. But yeah, no, I have a nap. We have a nap schedule because obviously we have a kid. We don't wait until she's like showing signs of I need a nap. No,
Yeah.
12 o'clock hits. She is
why
in
would you ever
her
listen to
bed,
that?
Routine.
going to sleep,
Routine, damn it.
and then so I nap at the same time. Obviously,
Sodie, I don't so much have a favorite nap time or location so much as I have a nap routine,
Really?
which typically would be in my basement on the basement couch. However, I do enjoy the upstairs couch as well.
Man,
But
I tried a new barber this week, and I'm just now for the first time realizing this money well spent. Look at this guy. That's one good-looking SOB, man. Don't you ever die.
Forget my story. We'll
Well, I was trying to, but
We'll just
bring
talk.
it back.
Let's talk about. You said you hated your haircut. First of all,
I did hate my haircut.
what'd you call yourself?
I looked like an Amish LeBron James
You did.
because so originally what this young man did was he didn't really know. So normally I have my gal in Rogers I go to get my haircut. The only problem is I'm super procrastinator, Sodie. I'm a master procrastinator.
Come on, you.
I waited till
No.
what was it, Friday, and I thought I was going up north like maybe Monday. But then I remembered that I'm involved in this stupid freaking pipe dream of a podcast. And yeah, anyway. But I'm like, okay, so maybe I'll go up Wednesday morning. And so Friday, I'm like, oh, I'll go get a haircut. And this is me planning on leaving Monday. And I look up my regular spot in Rogers. My gal is booked up. It says like try again Monday, maybe. And so I go with the same chain of haircut I get, similar to I try to stick with the same chain of sandwich, same chain of haircut, because they have my notes. And so I'm like, I can cruise over to the Grove, get a quick cut. And my guy over there.
What are your notes on the sandwich?
On the sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, my notes on the sandwich are number 9. If he winks twice, it means double meat.
Okay.
If he winks once, it means extra meat. You know, there's a difference between extra meat and double meat at J Mike's.
Had no idea.
You can get extra meat, which is about 150% of the normal protein you would receive, or you can get double meat, which is obviously 200%.
Christ Almighty.
So they tailor to my carnivorous attitudes far better than anyone I've ever found, and I can't sing their praises high enough. Anyway, my clip notes, my haircut notes are supposedly transferable.
It just says Amish LeBron James.
I don't know if I'm not going to say my gal didn't put the clip notes in, because her and I have worked together for almost 2 years now to create the perfect haircut and beard trim combo when I go see her.
And why wouldn't you?
But what my guy did, and the cameraman can probably see it, my beard used to start up here and kind of over here, but he kind of took like the top half of my beard away. And then what's even crazier that I've never had happen is he actually gave me lines in my hairline that I didn't have.
How do you feel about that?
Well, that's new. So like as far as the bushiness of the beard, he didn't take any of that down. So like if you look at LeBron James, you guys picture, you know what it is.
No, you're accurate when you say Amish LeBron James. That's very accurate.
And it was super bushy. I had to debush it myself, which I'm happy to do. I got no problem whacking away some face pubes.
Some you got experience debushing there, do you, Sodie?
The reason I went out and bought a hat at one of my favorite eating establishments, the River Inn, by the way. You know who you are. You guys are fantastic. Food, drink quality, and immaculate. We're going to get a sponsorship going with them. But I went out to River Inn, had to check on some sports and grab a hat, because the beard cut, along with the hairline he gave me that I did not show up there with, was borderline cultural appropriation. I'm not kidding.
Uh-oh.
It was I'm telling you, the cut I got and the barber quality I got was the likes of which I don't think a man of my opacity has seen in years.
He hands you the mirror. How do we like it? You know, not entirely racist. I love it.
I just kept looking at him. He goes, "Man, this is the look," and I'm like, "For me?" I know it's the look. I promise you, there's a lot of guys sporting this that look really well. of more of a David Bakhtiari, look like. This is super LeBron, which respect where respect is given, but this is a LeBron James hairline. Like, have you seen how LeBron's comes up to a cut and stuff? He gave me LeBron's hairline too. He just borrowed it. He borrowed the top half of my beard and LeBron's hairline, and yeah.
Think we know who his goat is. He's like, step aside, Michael, because if that were the case, your head be shaved.
Well, you know what's crazy, George, is I found out he actually also is a youth football coach about a quarter of the way into my haircut.
Yeah.
And he coaches for a team that's a big rival of the one I used to coach for.
Oh, man.
Oh, you
I'm
still
not
let him
saying-
cut your hair.
I'm
Wow.
not saying we may or may not have actually coached kids on opposing teams, and I remember coaching against this guy. But afterwards, I think I think he was trying to make me look very handsome, and he accomplished it.
Oh my God, dude.
That's how my week went.
Speaking about going against rivals, are you ready for this, George?
Let's hear it.
So at our first office job, right, a month or 2 months ago, whoever knows, there was 2 employees who got into a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up letting one of them go after an investigation.
Wait, who did the investigation?
The company.
The company.
We investigated
Wait, how do I
ourselves
get
and
that
found we
job?
did nothing wrong.
How do I get that job? I'd love to be an internal private eye.
And
It's HR.
So the one individual who still is an employee with us, she takes ride shares to work. She ended up getting the girl she got in a fight with as her Uber driver.
Are you kidding me?
She got in the car.
When did you find out about this?
This just happened. She still got in the car.
She got in the car?
Yeah, you know how Uber shows up? It's like, so-and-so is
Wait
going
a
to be
minute,
your
wait a minute.
driver.
I'm
Did
telling
she?
you-
She probably didn't put it together. She's terrible with names.
She didn't put it together until she got in the car and looked at her, and it was like, oh my God.
Well, that's funny. Also, that the driver didn't just cancel it or like switch rides.
So the
Oh,
driver,
no, what do you mean? The driver wants that power, baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bring it
dude,
home.
I'm looking at the employee and I'm going, why would you get in her car?
Yeah.
She could have killed you.
Yeah.
She could have took you anywhere.
Yeah.
So the one,
Wait, is this 2 chicks?
yeah, and so.
Come on, man. You know why you got in that car.
So the one who's no longer an employee with us, who's the Uber driver, when the lady got out of the car, she did look at her and go, "Bitch."
Yes, because that's the
that-
only English
that did
word
it.
she knows.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Oh, jeez.
That did it. So
See, I would have wet
Oh,
myself
my
and not said
God.
anything.
So,
I would
our-
have just claimed incontinence and just peed my pants, leave, and be like, smells like piss in there.
yeah, so our employee
4
gave her
stars.
like 0-star review, trashed her Uber rating.
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But-
you don't call your riders bitch.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
0 stars.
you know what? Like it just goes back. Like, Sodie, you should never let that guy cut your hair.
Yeah.
Well, I trusted him.
Yeah. Man. Well, so Sodie got a
What?
mediocre haircut. That's a good week. My week.
No, so you know what's hang on. So you know what's crazy is I will say this. After I got home and I'll say trimmed the hedges and brought the maniac down, the man sanity
Nice.
down. It is without a doubt the best beard cut I've ever got. And that's why I'm sitting here looking in this GoPro. Like, God, I can talk all the shit I want, but the guy squared me up.
You like the Amish LeBron.
Dude, I feel handsome. I like looking in this little tiny square. I might
Well-
record all the episodes from home.
That sounds like a t-shirt to me. With your face.
The Amish LeBron.
Amish LeBron. We just
Literally.
got to give you a hat and a
Well, I'll
horse,
send
a
you
horse
the picture
carriage.
of before I
That's
tamed down
appropriation.
the curlage. And it's if you do a side by side of LeBron and me,
Mhm.
that's what it'll
Put that together.
The
I want
t-shirt
it.
should say, "Is this beard trim cultural appropriation?"
Put that together. I
'Cause
want it.
this
I
was
want it by the
done
end of the
to
episode,
Sodie.
Sodie. End of the episode. I want that side by side.
I said, "Are you coming up to my cabin this weekend?"
Potentially. Very potentially.
Why wouldn't you?
It's a good
That's what
question.
actually, while the camera's rolling, why wouldn't you?
It's-
Have your lovely wife come up while Sodie will literally put you on a pontoon.
Because
seat
Sodie,
you
we've
both-
had this plan
the
forever. This
wine
wasn't
and
proposed
cheese
until
area.
just now. This wasn't proposed
The
until
wine
literally a
and
couple
cheese
hours
area.
ago, and we had already
Okay,
agreed that you were
9-inch.
coming by our cabin.
a 9-inch perch decoy that attracts the biggest fish that lake has to offer.
Yep.
You guys sit there, listen to Shane Smith and the freaking Saints.
So you don't got to
until
sell me
you've
on
had
it.
enough wine.
You don't got to sell me on it. You got to tell me sooner than a day before, because until an hour ago, you said you were coming to ours, which you
Yeah,
still are for a
but-
little bit. So
Is anyone more seat of the pants than me?
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Be prepared for the friends you keep, folks.
So,
Especially the volatile ones.
what, Doc, what are you doing for the 4th? You working?
Yeah. So I'm off
Wait, is
tomorrow.
it still June or is it July?
We're in
July.
July, number 2.
Because if it's June, I was going to ask how Georgie's week was because it was Men's Mental Health Awareness, but now that we're in July, frick 'em.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, that's right. Let him know. No, I'm off tomorrow. We're gonna go watch Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
What's that?
It's a play at the Guthrie.
Seriously?
Getting free tickets,
That'll be awesome.
courtesy of
You know, I
another
used to be in
great
theater.
employee of ours.
Huh?
Doc, you know I used to be in theater?
I could see that.
Can you guess what last production I was in where I was the third lead? It's 2 words. It's a guy's name. Come on, he flies.
Peter Pan.
Nailed it. I was John Darling.
I was gonna say the
That.
tree.
No, dude, third lead's obviously John Darling.
The tree.
First lead's Peter. Second lead's Wendy. Third lead's John because John keeps the little baby from dying.
What about Hook? Probably Hook is third lead. Or Tink. You're wrong.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Tink.
Don't forget about
But
Tink. dude.
yeah.
You know what I have now is a computer. I'm going to Google that.
There you go.
So that's the plan tomorrow. I'll
Nice.
work in the morning at the first job and hopefully cut out of there to. I don't know. There's not. See, we're at that age right now where.
Wait, you
really-
guys still have first jobs?
Yeah.
You must have families. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
We're still at that age where, we're pretty hardcore of sticking to the routine for Lily.
Hell yeah. She'll
and
thank you
so-
for it.
And by the time it gets dark up
I would
here,
imagine.
like what it'll be dark 9:30, 10 o'clock. It is way too late for her to try to push her to make her stay up to see fireworks and stuff. So,
True.
me and Courtney will probably have a couple.
I think you're cutting your kid short. Personally, I think she could do 1 a.m. no problem. You're never gonna let that.
How's
happen.
Well, I mean, she does have my genes, so that can probably happen. I mean, she'll party with the best of them.
she fits in your jeans?
Crazy.
How do your guys' puppers do for the fireworks?
What do you mean? Mine are. They love it.
Fine,
I think
right?
we're done.
Yeah.
They all do fine. Yep, same. Even my little weird one
Mine want to
does
get
fine.
outside, closer to the booms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she wants. Yeah, she like yells back at it.
Well,
Yeah.
June gets mad because June likes to do shallow water. It's about chest deep water fishing. And so if there's fireworks, she's like, "You have no idea the amount of fish I can see in the night now." So she just wants to get down in the water. And Rip's looking at me like, "Where are the ducks?
I can't see him.
Where are the ducks, man?"
That's funny. You doing something
My
fun?
turn. Yeah. So I saw the movie Horizon. I saw chapter 1 of Horizon, the Kevin Costner movie. So it's
Ooh,
right. It's right.
Please tell me about this. I want to hear.
Right up your alley, dog. Yeah, loved it.
You don't know my alley.
I sure do, and this is it.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
do.
dirt
You
alley
tell
in
me about
between canyons with Indians and cowboys, and it's great.
man.
Totally long, totally awesome, beautiful photography, very good acting, and I can't wait for chapter 2. I was like, man, what's everybody else thinking about this? And then Rotten Tomatoes is shitting all over it.
George, you're right. Third lead in Peter Pan's Wendy. It goes Peter Pan, Captain Hook, Wendy, and then John Darling. I was the 4th lead in Peter Pan. I'm
Whoa,
sorry.
still no Tink? Yep, you're cutting out, dog. Headphones.
Can't hear you, brother.
Nope, we don't got you.
You can't hear me?
Now we can.
So Peter Pan,
Okay.
Captain Hook, Wendy, John Darling, Michael Darling. Wait a minute.
Yes,
Wait.
this isn't rank. This is
Nana, the Lost Boys.
you got no
Where
idea.
the frick is Tink?
You got no idea. Anyways, really liked Horizon. Can't wait part 2. I love just 3-hour sagas. I'm a sucker for it, and it was cool.
Is that the one he sunk all of his money into recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm into it.
Hey everyone, Sodie with the second office here. I'm sure I don't have to remind you, we're entering a new age of cannabis in this wonderful state of Minnesota, and our friends over at Flipside Dispensary and Music want to be your guide to finding that perfect high. You can shop their curated selection of THC and CBD edibles and drinks, peruse their 1,500 $5 records, chill in their custom-built listening lounges, and enjoy a cannabis atmosphere that is second to none. Located directly across from Bogart's Donuts in Minneapolis, Flipside is ready to help you spark a moment of joy and vibe to the music while you do it. Find them at flipsidemn.com or at flipsidemn on socials. Mention this ad and get 10% off your entire order. See you on the flip side.
Wife has me watching Bridgerton.
Ooh, do
It's
tell,
great.
please.
I don't think it's great, but I really like it.
You don't think it's great?
Oh, I
not-
think it's a
Have
blast.
you seen
It's
it?
a total blast.
Yeah.
As far as just a show, totally fine.
Well, what is it?
She
Is it
thanked
Sex
me.
in the City with
I know
with
she did.
wigs?
I know she did. It's a romance show. It's all romance. Man, season 2.
What
How many times?
era is
Okay,
it set in?
I still don't know names.
Yeah.
The brother Anthony, I know that.
Yeah.
And then the one he ends up getting it on with,
Kate.
Kate.
Kate's hot.
Yeah, beautiful. They spent the whole damn season breathing on each other's face, and then it takes them to the last 5 minutes before they're like, okay, let's get married. So much happens in that show every episode. You can't worry about any storyline because it's going to be resolved in about 2 minutes, and then there's going to be another drama. That's the same form of drama. It just keeps going, baby,
Sure.
and it's great.
Where are you at
George?
right now?
We
George.
through 2 episodes of season 3 or something.
Man, you guys have really been.
Oh, we're flying. Yeah, flying.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
George, you nailed it. I'm actually the 6th lead in Peter Pan, John Darling.
You know what that gets, Sodie.
So Tinkerbell, Captain Hook, we all forgot one. I'll give him this is Wikipedia and how they list it, so I gotta trust it.
The crocodile.
The tree.
No. So I'll give you the description. This Irish bosun, which is like the lead of a ship, the only nonconformist in Hook's crew. One of
Smee.
2 pirates to survive the what?
It's not. Is it Smee?
Mr. Smee, baby, is the 5th lead. So it goes Peter Pan. Tinkerbell is number 2. Credit where credit is due, George.
Here we go, Tink.
I cannot believe I forgot her out. Wendy is 3. Captain Hook 4, obviously. And just before my character, John Napoleon Darling, is Mr. Smee.
I couldn't forget Tink because Julia Roberts' version of Tink in Hook, I had a crush on. Thought she was so hot.
George,
You haven't
don't-
seen that one, Doc? You haven't seen the
No.
live action with Dustin Hoffman as Hook?
No.
Dude.
Robin Williams?
Robin Williams is Pete?
Nope.
Robin
Oh my
Williams is
God,
PP?
That might be one of my top
It's
10
good.
movies of all time.
Yeah.
Hook.
It's up there. Oh, it's great.
Dude.
The food fight, Sodie? Come on.
Rufio!
All right. Well, cool. We got vacations. We got the 4th of July coming up. But there's sports too. There's a lot of sports. There's a lot happening in NBA, which is so cool. The season just ended, and now they're reeling me right back in. There's exciting things. Of course, 5 minutes after we stopped recording last week, the Wolves had an awesome trade.
Oh.
And that is, Sodie, what'd we do?
We got our guy, the 8th overall pick, baby.
Shit, yeah.
Look at you.
Rob Dillingham is a
Yeah.
Minnesota Timberwolf.
Dilly's
And
gonna
I
be
love
silly.
anybody with a pork product
Silly
at the end of
Dilly.
their name.
Man, so many
That's a t-shirt.
Silly Dilly. What are
Dilly
other
Bar?
other nicknames? He's a Dilly Bar.
The Dilly Bar.
Yep. He's as cold as a Dilly Bar.
Oh, I was going to say because he's cold as ice and he's got a soft candy shell.
Yep.
Beneath that's just all the cream.
All right. Let's lock it
Okay.
in. Dilly Bar.
Oh.
So we got Dilly Bar now. Ideally, the point guard of our future. We got another guy who can score the ball. This is what I'm most excited about because how many damn
Wait, we got
times
another guy from what?
he can score the ball. He can score it.
He can put it in the hoop.
Yeah.
Because how many damn times throughout these playoffs did we say,
No
can
touchdown.
anyone besides Ant and an inconsistent Karl Anthony Towns score the damn basketball? And the answer was
Wait,
no.
Was Ant inconsistent?
That's not what I said. I said, can anybody else besides Ant and an inconsistent Karl Anthony Towns score the
Yeah, that's
basketball?
what I meant. Was Cat inconsistent?
Yes, extremely. And the
Yeah.
answer to that question was no. Nobody else could.
Nas? Michael Conley?
Robbie Dilly is essentially it. He's not putting up 20 on any given night. He's capable of it, but it's not what he's on the team for.
Yeah, but this guy we just drafted, you think is going to be able to do more than Nas Reed and Mike Conley can?
He won't need to. First of all, he probably won't share the floor with Mike Conley. And he's only going to help Nas
Yeah, he'll feed
because
him the
then
ball.
then Nas has another scorer on with him. And this kid's a good passer too. He's got the lob figured out.
Yeah.
Which a lot of new players can take a little bit for them to figure it out. He's got it figured out already. What I'm most excited about is the 44% 3-point shooting, and this dude hits them all. Catch and shoot, off the dribble. There's like 5 different kind of 3-point shots laid out in this metric, and I had no idea there was that many kind of 3-point shots.
Yeah, you got standing, you got moving. Come on, George.
Off one dribble to the left, to the right, and he's 40% or more in all of them.
Just became a basketball fan.
It's a quick release. He's fast as hell. You can't teach speed. He has no issue getting to the rim. I can't wait. I can't wait for him.
And best of all, he traded an 11-year-old for him.
That's what I'm saying. We traded a 5th grader. I know. Like, it kind of seems like highway robbery. Still not a bad move for the Spurs. They get picks for someone they weren't interested in, but still.
What's up, Sodie?
You make that trade for a guy you want anytime.
Nothing. George seems thrilled enough that I'm just worried he's stashing lubricants.
Well, yeah, for situations like last week when we trade up for a point guard of the future. So I got to re-up.
Wait, point guard of the future, a P-Goff?
Yeah, he's our P-Goff.
I think that's a T-shirt right there. P-Goff. Just P-G-O-F, and then his face.
In a dilly bar.
Let's do it before frickin' Brian throws a fit, because I'm sure he's doing
Have we heard from our pal Brian?
No, they're not going to say shit.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Brian went real quiet. He didn't
want to play.
Take us up on our exclusive
Lazy.
offer
All
to
I
our
can
store?
say is lazy. Follow through with your endeavors, Brian. You're lazy.
Yeah, he was real pissed for a second. That's like walking up to a guy at a bar and be like, I'm going to fight you. And be like, let's look at why. And then you go, yeah.
You take your shirt down right now.
Right
you want
now.
me to take my shirt off? What are we doing here, buddy?
We got the same shirt.
Whoa.
We got the same shirt, and I don't like that yours is higher quality and $3 less, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, we are higher quality and less expensive than most people selling Minnesota apparel.
And that is the secondoffice.org.
Check out our shop.
Yes.
We got awesome things. Look at this. Awesome
Amazing
t-shirt.
stuff.
Back and body
I've
hurts.
de-sleeved-
Back
I've
and body
de-sleeved
hurts.
So many t-shirts.
Who can
Wait,
relate
George,
to
real
that?
quick.
Everyone.
Real
Sodie,
quick.
you're out of your element.
No, listen. I got to ask you something.
Go.
Right now, what period of sports are we in? It's the worst in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, sucks.
You know what we do have going on that I feel like you and I would love to talk about more, and if we got Doc involved, and I feel like it would grab a ton of other attention from other people. Formula One's happening, dude.
You're so right. And I love Formula One. And I stay up on it.
Fantasy NASCAR is something I'd like to do with you both next year. But Formula One is still, I mean, if anyone wants to argue that's not the purest form of racing, I will die on that hill.
I'm so with you in Formula One, and I would
You see George
We'd love to
Russell
do that.
beat
yeah.
a Piastri, a Sainz Jr., Hamilton, and Verstappen came in 5th in Austria.
Yeah.
Australia?
Uh-huh.
Or Austria.
Yep, the other cars
Nuts.
have caught up. Did you see his T pose?
Mm-mm.
He poses like a T. Or I don't know if it's like Jesus Christ or what, but this is what he does when he wins. And I don't know if it's a joke yet.
G. Russ?
Yeah. I could see it being either.
So what I think is crazy, though, is a lot of people that don't understand this, if anyone knows the name Lewis Hamilton, Doc, I don't know if that rings a bell for you.
I think he was like a founding father or something.
Lewis Hamilton was
Nice.
the Tom Brady of Formula One for a long time.
He threw a lot of
And when
footballs.
this Netflix
At the
show
other
came
cars.
out called Drive to Survive, I got introduced to Red Bull's newest driver named Max Verstappen, an Austrian kid. And that's what's crazy is this was the Austrian Grand Prix. That's why I want to bring this up. And I said, this dude drives like a pissed off 16-year-old on Adderall. I love him. He's dominant. He's not afraid of anything. And he knows that there's nobody out there that can touch him. And he had to get past this guy named Lewis Hamilton that was Tom Brady. And I freaking hate to make this comparison, but Verstappen's kind of like Mahomes. I'd like to consider him over Josh Allen because he's less of a crybaby. But this is now I'm seeing not only has Hamilton in this race been usurped by his second driver on his team, George Russell, a young stud. There's a guy from McLaren I've never heard of, Carlos Sainz, again the second driver on Ferrari,
Yeah.
topping.
I've heard rumblings of Hamilton just kind of phoning it in now that the car isn't competitive and he's going to Ferrari next year.
Well, it's not that the car's not competitive. You know what happened, right? There was that rule change where basically anything you did to a car, you had to share.
Yeah.
And so Mercedes was doing shit to cars like crazy.
Do you remember
Nobody
the
else?
the dual access steering?
Dude, so
I remember when that was a thing. That was so cool because Mercedes had just come off a super dominant year, and then they come into this year and they're going through like pre-trials for the first race and stuff like that. And this is the first time teams are seeing other teams' onboards, and they noticed before the Mercedes are going into turns, they literally pull the steering wheel back and the front wheels turn in. And it was this little fucking trick to help on tire wear. So for the first half of the year, until cars could make changes or something, Mercedes is just toasting them all, and they're like, damn it. And then all the cars have dual access steering.
Yeah. They're going in harder to that's what. So Doc, I don't know if you know this. Do you know what's different between IndyCar and Formula One?
No.
So Formula One, each team, so you know, like NASCAR, IndyCar, each team you do like Hendricks Motorsports or Valvoline Racing, right? In Formula One, your team has to build a car from scratch. You can't. You have to go from nothing to an airplane on four wheels.
Yes.
So you can imagine that right now the number one team in Formula One, which for a long time wasn't, it's always been manufacturers, but Red Bull Racing has teamed up with Honda to create a freaking powerhouse of a unit after leaving. I think Aston Martin was their last relationship. Or no, it was Renault.
With who?
That's right, it was Renault. But so after that, though, it's Mercedes, it's McLaren, it's Ferrari. And so, like, these car companies still to this day prove that they are the premier car manufacturers by creating something from nothing, putting it on a track every week and racing. And the more I talk about it, the more I want more Formula One here. We had a race here this year.
Hands down, the coolest sounding vehicles that you'll ever hear, in my opinion.
But
not just car.
Talk about one of the hardest sports for anyone to do. I mean, these guys, if you watch the training they do, the reaction speeds, somebody said it best. They are fighter pilots on asphalt.
Yeah.
They're a fighter pilot on asphalt in a tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know.
What else you got on it? That's great.
Dude, Formula One is something I love about fishing that I heard the other day that I love.
You said it, and it's the same with golf too.
Yeah, we did this already.
Yeah, it's the reaching for the improbable but attainable.
And then you get it, and then you do it once.
Do you listen to our episodes?
He doesn't listen to himself.
Have I already talked about this?
Yes. Last week.
Yes, because I said that because you talked about it with fishing or something, and I said, yeah, it's the same with golf because every now and then someone like us can make the shot.
Small decisions, right?
No, you said something that's very hard to achieve, but is achievable. Every now and again, regular guys like us can achieve that, and that's what we chase. I don't see how that relates to Formula One, but I get what you're saying. Well, Formula One's sweet.
I mean, have you driven I-94?
Yeah.
Good point.
Wait, by the way, the other day, I was going through a traffic jam, and going through that traffic jam, I kept a 3-car distance in front of me, and everybody coming off every on-ramp had a place to go, to the point where this guy rolled down his window next to me, and he was like, frickin' right, brother. And I'm like, you see it. You understand what I'm doing out here. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, there's a reason they have to meter lights.
He said this to you. He said this to you driving. You guys had this conversation?
No, this is forbidden, but
hypothetical
or foreboding. But no, he literally just looked at me and gave me a thumbs up. He's like, I see you, bro. And then I rolled it down. And I started yelling at him, and he was like, yeah, and rolled his window back up. But
and that made the rest of your day.
We had that conversation where he was like, I understand that you're leaving enough space where people coming on to this congested road now have a place to go. Yeah. And they don't have to meter the lights later on after you've done God's work on this road. And it's just, everyone needs to realize, don't ride the car in front of you, and there's never going to be traffic again.
Something about
traffic if nobody feels like they got to be on somebody's ass.
Something about a zipper merge, huh?
Blows my mind. Traffic is the most selfish act a human can. Yeah, whatever, man.
What do you have to say about
my Subway sandwich?
What do you have to say about
a halftime?
No. What do you have to say about a zipper merge?
I think you shouldn't get a license unless you know how to do one.
There you go.
You have to parallel. You have to be able to park. You have to be able to, go on a two-way street.
All
You have
that.
to be able to, but if you can't zipper merge or practice proper spacing in a traffic jam, I feel like everybody should be on 94. Everybody should go on 94 before they get their license. And if you don't keep the proper spacing and plan your merge, that's the other thing. Let me ask you this. George, let's say you're merging onto a road, speed limit 65. How fast do you go when you hit it?
At least 65.
I'm going 70. Yep.
Yeah.
The people that I'm like,
I know
I
that
had
you're
one the
following.
other day.
They're coming on at 50. I know what you mean.
had one the other day where this semi is in front of me and I can't get into the left lane and there's a car coming on and the speed limit's 65. The semi's slowing down. They're going about 60. I got 3 car lengths between me and the semi, right?
Yep.
And this car decides to go 40 and then get in between this great space I'm in, right? Abusing this privilege I'm given to the point where I'm talking about what are we doing here? Like, I've given you ample space to whatever speed you want to go, dude. You can go 70 and still have time to slow down. But he's like, let me just wait for the semi to pass while I'm going 40. Squeeze these two people going 60. Because this guy was so nice. And I'm like, this is a 18-foot SUV with a 6.2 liter V8. It's not the easiest thing to stop, but I will for you. Because I'm not gonna honk. I gave you the space. I want you to use it. Good Lord! Find the accelerator.
Agree on all fronts. Agree on all fronts, Sodie. Every single thing you said, agree with, and that's a good driving story. How's your sandwich?
It's upstairs. I was gonna go get it,
That's
but
too
I
bad.
don't know if we're doing a halftime.
No, we're not. So, we got Dillingham, and I can't wait. We also drafted a guy named Terrence Shannon Jr. These guys are both scorers because I think that's what management and the front office noticed, is that we need more scorers. We have the defense, and the defense is great, but we needed scorers. So we got those two. We're going to lose some defense. This news just happened. We're losing Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson signs 3-year, $27 million with the Warriors. And that sucks. That is our second most versatile defender and the only guy who was even decent at guarding Luka in the conference finals.
Yeah, I mean, but what was his primary position? He was a wing?
Wing, power forward.
Yeah, so I mean, so that's who was the second guy we drafted? Howard?
Yeah, he's a wing.
That's his position.
Yeah.
So that's why.
No, I know. I'm going to miss his defense, and I'm going to miss it's the most apt nickname that a player has in this league, Slow-Mo.
Sure.
And I know he was a hot topic all year long. Very polarizing player. I was always on team Slow-Mo. I was very close to hopping off in the Denver series, but got right back in shotgun for the Mavs series, where he was great. And he hit a 3. Because his eyes started to get better or something. But
You got more about the Wolves?
yeah, Monte Morris goes to Phoenix. Apparently, they offered him just the the minimum, which we did too. However, he will potentially start for them.
Yeah, I mean,
and we'll get way more minutes, so he can then try to get a bag after. So it makes sense.
we got Dilly Bar.
And we got Dilly Bar now, so we're just fine. Dilly. What's very exciting, Luka Garza is staying. Luka Garza is staying.
He's going to get no minutes.
Unless there's an injury. Either way, he's too talented to, I think, just let go. So we signed him for a 2-year. Because what if after next year something happens, one of Rudy or Cat is gone?
He's going to get a modeling career with that.
And he's neither of them. Obviously, he is neither of them, but this dude can flat out score. It doesn't matter who's on him. He can put the ball in the net. I love Luka.
What do you get more for the Wolves?
For the Wolves, no.
What's your take on the Boston for Celtics?
What?
Excuse me?
The Boston for Celtics.
Oh, but your A's are E's, so I still heard Celtics. Boston for Celtics.
Sorry. Thanks, buddy.
There you go. What better time to indulge than summer? And where better to indulge than with some island luxury. Bermuda is a perfect escape for the everyday hustle and bustle. With its stunning pink sand beaches and clear turquoise waters, this is a picture-perfect paradise that will take your breath away. Discover Bermuda by reaching out to Kay at Sulit Experience, SULIT Experience.com.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. He's handing out all these huge ass contracts and then saying,
He's
"Not
like,
my damn
I don't
problem.
know."
Not my damn problem." So here's those contracts. Everybody's getting rich, by the way.
Dude, it's almost $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, the Suns do have a $500 million payroll, and we swept them. That's great. First of all, second of all, look at all these contracts. Donovan Mitchell signs a 3-year. $50 million a year max contract. He's not in the Celtics, but Derek White, who
Wait a minute.
is
We went to high school with him, didn't we?
we did not
We went to high school with a Derek White.
no maybe
I did.
maybe anyway, Derek White, who by every measure, yeah, I can't
Every
see
single
a
one.
world or anything where he's a worse player. Derek White signs with Boston, got a whole bunch of money. Paul George got a 4-year max in Philly, paying him $50 million a year by the time he's 38. Obviously, this is like probably their last window with Embiid, or these last couple of years here, seeing as he can't really hold up for a whole season. So sure, go all in. That was kind of their only option. You can't blame them for it. Anyway, Derek White's better than him at this point. Derek White's amazing, and I feel like he's worth the max. Anyways, Jason Tatum, highest paid player literally of all time, $314 million.
He's from St. Louis.
Sure is. Sodie, what are you doing with
Is he really?
$314 million? First thing, someone puts
two chicks at the
$314
same
million
time,
in
man.
your hand. Nice.
Same time. I don't know.
Doc, what are you doing?
Actually, no, dude. You know what it is?
I gave you the snare. I know you can't hear it, but I gave you the. It was a good one.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah. No,
God.
it's a boat. It's a boat.
You're getting a boat?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I
You're
am.
gonna love the footage I just switched to when I was going to get my sandwich too. By the way,
Can't wait.
Dude, I am
all the pet
immediately.
owners that follow us are gonna love
Huh?
the dog app.
What are you doing?
I'm immediately
Yeah.
getting a new phone number.
Hammered?
Yeah. How are you following that up? That's intriguing. New phone number followed by
Gone.
with
New
who?
address,
With who?
New family. New car.
Your damn self.
I'm gonna fake my death.
It's next Wednesday. Me and Sodie are just like. What happened?
It's strange. This random number's calling me. I've been getting these goddamn telemarketer calls all day.
Shit.
Doc?
Doc?
Texas, like, I just wanna scratch
Where are
off
you?
and
Oh, what? Oh, no, I can't.
Oh boys, I'm up at the cabin. What cabin? I'm a new one.
My new one. I'll tell you eventually. Oh, everybody got paid. OG Anunoby is probably signing over 200 mil, 200 mil, 300 mil, 200
Wait,
mil. God
what about
damn.
you, George? What would you do, George?
300 mil? You kind of have it with a boat. Like, yeah, cabin,
Big boat.
cabin, pontoon. Cabin and a pontoon
big-
for sure.
Big, giant, brand new boat.
Yep. And then hot tub.
Time machine?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was gonna say time
Yep.
machine.
Hot tub time machine. 100%.
Do we have any affiliations with Subway?
We sure could.
Subway's trash.
Yeah, dude. Where's your J Mikes? You know better.
In Rogers. I'm in Buffalo.
Fair enough. Free agency outside of those Wolves moves. We and everybody getting rich. Some more teams in the West got stronger. OKC continues to get stronger. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 3-year deal. That sucks. They just got a little bit of size. So they got
We have to
perimeter
wait
defense
for
and
something.
size. The two things that we had against them. Or that they were not the best at. Klay Thompson to the Mavs. I don't
That's
know.
huge.
I don't know how concerned I am because they lose Derek Jones Jr., who was a huge piece of their success this year. He was a great perimeter defender and
remember
was
him being
also a great rim runner, which helped Luka and Kyrie. Klay Thompson is
Wasn't that
not
your
good
nickname in high
defensively
school?
anymore and can't rim run like Derek Jones Jr., who would be able to win the dunk contest. He's crazy. They got another guy who I had never heard of, who's apparently going to fill the Derek Jones role, but I've never heard of him. I'm not sure how concerned I am about that. Obviously, Clay's still a 40% three-point shooter, and that matters for something. DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans, so they get a little bit stronger. That sucks.
Wait, they're still a team?
They're still a team.
Why don't they change names?
And, well, that was mostly it.
Oh, shit.
WNBA. Angel Reese broke a
Mhm.
record for most consecutive double-doubles.
Hmm?
And not even by a rookie all time.
All time. She is a great rebounder. A lot of her rebounds are her own misses. Because her shooting
lobs it up and runs after.
shooting percentage is terrible. But she's a great
I do the same
rebounder.
shit, man.
She's a
Good.
great
That's
rebounder.
a solid tactic.
But hey, she still gets it the second time before everyone else, so can't take it away from her.
Go beat me. Go get it.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah. Oh, this is crazy, you guys. This is so crazy. So Noah Vonleh, former NBA player. I think he was even on the Wolves for a little bit towards twilight years. Had spent his most recent stay on a basketball team with the Shanghai Sharks. And he detailed his bad experiences.
Oh yeah, they owe him money.
Okay. So this from Noah Vonleh. It was a crazy year playing in China. Shanghai Sharks, by far the worst organization I've ever been a part of. Very unprofessional. They still owe me my playoff bonus from the 21-22 season. They also still owe me the remaining balance of my salary for the 23-24 season. Quote, I was dealing with an injury during the season, and it was taking longer than expected for me to return. The Sharks tried to rush me back many times and told team doctors and doctors outside of the team to lie to me and tell me I'm okay to play. I sent my MRI results back to doctors in the States, and they had different opinions and confirmed I was not ready to return to play. Because the injury was taking too long, the Sharks were trying to find ways to terminate his contract on a fully guaranteed deal. They wrongfully terminated the contract on February 26, 2024. They started off sending out warnings to his Chinese agents saying I wasn't showing up to practice. Camera footage would show that he was. Chinese agents never responded to any of the warnings when I told them to. After the third warning, the Sharks sent the agents a termination notice. The Sharks called board members from the CBA office to come in and investigate to see if their claims to terminate were valid. The league saw, based off of security footage, they were wrong and should have never terminated the contract. I was present at practice every day. After my contract was wrongfully terminated, CBA All-Star Weekend was a couple days away. I decided it was a good idea to go. The general manager of the Sharks was informed I was going to be attending and was nervous and scared of what could happen. He called for a meeting at the All-Star Hotel to try and get me back to the team, but the terms he presented were not in my best interest. He wanted to fly back to Shanghai together and go back with his kumbaya story like everything was all good. But he wasn't worth it. In March, the third and final stage of the season begins. I'm asking for meetings with the team to figure out how I can get my remaining salary since I'm on a fully guaranteed deal and they no longer want me on the team. I want all my money since I'm on a fully guaranteed contract. But no, based off my previous experience, they're going to be on some BS and not give everything. So I decide I'll take a bit less. So he's even conceding a little bit here. They declined the request for meetings and always have excuses for why. I told them many times I want to handle it peacefully and we can go our separate ways, but they didn't want to. I got a couple games. I go to a couple games and the fans and everyone is wondering what is going on because they don't want to release a statement on the situation after the league told them they have no right to do what they are trying to do, such as terminating the contract and issuing unnecessary fines. I get back to the hotel after attending one of the games. Now the general manager wants to have my room canceled. The general manager tells the hotel to send people to my room to force me out of there. There's 6 people coming to my room trying to break in and grab me out of the room. Quote, they're using weapons to try and break in and threatening me, saying all kinds of things. This is what they were using to enter. They used this this long, weird pole thing to try to enter, to put it through the people. He snatched it when he heard the noise from the door. And that's all it is. But just China being shitty. China business.
Speaking of
Wait a
China.
minute.
China.
Yeah. Do you want to speak of China?
Speaking of China, what did you guys think about last, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday?
China? Yeah, it's just it's bad news all around, right? It was the funniest part was how Jon Stewart played a bunch of clips from leading up to the debate of each side saying what their candidate needs to do to win this election. And the criteria for Biden was Remain alert. Remain upright. Do not slur. He couldn't do any of those things.
Dude.
And when you put that from footage 4 years ago, from the debates 4 years ago, what has happened to that man? Because I don't even think it's just age.
Age.
Is it just age?
No.
Is that it?
They're slowly drugging him.
They have to be, because my God.
They have not.
Harris can take over. That's what happened.
They have not recharged his batteries. The robot is dying.
What's the ice cream supposed to be doing?
My grandpa, I'd be pissed.
What is the ice cream supposed to be doing?
Like,
When
man.
the fuck did we get ice cream?
And for one, boys, what is your golf handicap? Because if he's a 6, whew,
Yeah.
I've won the Masters.
Yeah.
Well, he knocked
seriously.
it down from an 8 to a 6, he said, when he was VP.
Oh, I'm sure he couldn't even hit it 50 yards, though.
It's just, man, I just, whew, so concerned for
You know
our
what's
country.
crazy?
Yeah, you kind of have to be at this point.
Well, speaking of that, though, Putin actually had a statement recently about how there's going to be a massive outbreak of bird flu and a state of emergency during the election. So nobody will be able to vote. And now I can't find the statement.
Ooh, you're gonna have to find that. You're gonna have to find that for some unabashed.
But yeah, it's
crazy.
just what also killed me with Biden was like, if I get elected, this is what I'm going to do. Dude, you're the current president. You can do this.
Go ahead.
What do you mean?
Why haven't you done these?
Right.
Just blew my
These are
mind.
great ideas.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
We're on
It's not like
board.
you just got there. It's been 4 years.
Yeah, well, we'd be happy if you did this. No one's gonna complain.
He's like, nope. If I'm elected, only if I'm elected. Yeah, it's bad news. It's all bad. It's Emily and I thought we were gonna have fun with it, and we poured some drinks, and we're like, let's give it a shot. We lasted 10 minutes, and we're like, it's awful. It's awful.
Dude, that is so funny. That is exactly what another one of my friends said.
Yeah.
Because my friend who is in the military texted us. There's a group of 4 of us that are pretty close, and he's like, you guys watching the debate? And one of my friends is like, oh yeah, we just got back from the gas station, bought some alcohol, which is also crazy for anyone that lives in Minnesota because you can't do that up here.
Exactly.
So
I
yeah,
was gonna say, how do you get alcohol at a gas station?
yeah. So they went to the gas station, got some alcohol, and man, literally 10 minutes into it, he's like, well, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biden can't say anything, and the other guy's saying too much.
Yeah. And my friend in the military is like, well, guess we're going to war.
Seriously. Like, what's crazy to me is.
What do you mean going? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference of, being air quote
Did
in
you
a
see the
war
train that was
versus.
leaving Louisiana last week carrying 186 frickin' M1 Abram tanks? We're at war.
What I can't.
Why are we moving 186 tanks across Louisiana at noon?
What? It's a good point. What the craziest part to me. What was that, Sodie?
GoPro.
Craziest part.
Camera too hot. I'm in a 70-degree basement.
Okay. Did it stop recording?
Honey,
All right. You're gonna fire it back. Gonna fire it back up.
what do you think I'm doing out here, Clark?
Oh, the craziest thing to me is that this our president has a team. He has people he spends his entire day with, and these are the people who are getting him ready for this. And they've seen this coming for years. And at what point are they not wondering he's not okay? He's not going to live 4 more years.
Well, and so the other problem too is like after the debate's over, you got CNN
Wait, George.
saying he needs to stop.
You've got to be kidding me, right? That's best case. You know they want that, right?
They want Kamala?
Yeah, obviously.
I guess.
Who wouldn't? That's history, dude.
Mm.
History.
Herstory.
That was probably loud. I'm sorry.
It's herstory.
It is herstory.
But seriously,
But seriously.
that's where it's at, man. In
All
my
right.
opinion. IMO-IDK. LMO.
That's good. Well, okay. Before we say our goodbyes, let's fit a little football in, a little bit of NFL. This from The Athletic, Vikings writer Alec Lewis. Minnesota Vikings offseason reset. 10 questions to consider ahead of training camp. I'm going to pose to you guys these 10 questions.
Oh, God. I didn't study.
Number 1, will the Vikings spend their remaining cap space? That's beyond me. I feel like if they don't, it's for good reason and they're saving it. Is that a thing?
I do think you can roll a certain amount over to the next year.
Okay.
Kind of like airline miles.
I did hear that we are projected to have a whole bunch next year, which would be sweet. Number 2.
Of airline miles?
Sodie, spend all of our money or save some of it.
Spend it.
Nice.
Tomorrow's not promised. Hammer down. Get fucked. Fire up.
Number 2.
Here we go.
Will the Vikings look to trade safety Lewis Seen?
Get what?
Yeah, what do we trade him for? I've seen too many reports at this point saying he's probably not making the team. So who's trading for that? Right?
Dallas.
Yep. Number 3.
Sure.
Are the Vikings ready to move away from punter Ryan Wright? I hope not. He's great.
Thickums.
Yeah, he's a good punter. Is he not? Undrafted free agent. Top half of all punters in most categories. Last year, however, he regressed in jarring fashion. Settling near the bottom among punters in almost all meaningful metrics.
Man, he must have upgraded to a double quarter pounder instead of just a quarter.
How many Vikings quarterbacks will the Vikings keep?
3.
Well, I mean,
Who's odd man out? Mullins or Hall?
Jalen Hall is out.
yeah, Hall is on your practice
He's
squad.
basically an assistant coach.
Hall is on the practice squad. Agreed. Number 5. What are the health statuses of T.J. Hawkinson and Andrew Van Ginkel? Well, Hawk
80% and 100.
Hawk doesn't play until week 5.
Yep. Hawk, already said he's out. I think the initial report was out the first 6 to 8. Maybe it was 4 to 6.
Oh, really?
I don't
Wow.
know. You could be right.
Did I not?
Could be right.
Did I not say that?
Well,
Months ago. Like,
so you
the fact that we went-
don't act fucking smart because of that. He ripped up his entire knee last game of the season.
Yeah, everybody knew.
What'd you expect?
Everybody knew.
Meh. I don't know what's wrong with Van Ginkel though.
Georgie did.
Answer.
Van Ginkel?
O'Connell has been open about both players. The Vikings don't want to rush either player back. They prefer a longer span of health over a quicker return.
Well, of course, when you're not going to be good, why rush him back?
Van Ginkel is
Oh.
returning from a Liz Frank foot injury, which occurred in January.
Gotta hate that.
That's a bad one. Number 6. How comfortable is Minnesota with its number 3 wide receiver depth? Not super comfortable.
Who is that for you guys?
Brandon Powell, right? Sodie?
What? No.
What?
Hang on.
You can look it up right now. It's Brandon Powell.
Yeah, KJ Osborne is like what with
Patriots.
Yep. Patriots?
Hmm?
For sure.
Guaranteed.
Oh, we turned that
That's right.
into a tight end.
Honey.
Yep, that makes sense.
Sodie, how comfortable with you or with our number 3 wide receiver?
Sleeping like a baby.
Great. Love it.
You know why?
Why?
We won't need one.
Love it. Say more things.
We won't need a third wide receiver. Seriously.
Okay, good. Number 7. Can
We
Kyrie
have a third
Jackson
wide receiver as a tight end this year.
emerge as a viable number 3 cornerback option? He was a late round pick this year who is apparently pretty dang good.
Oh, then absolutely he can. Duh.
Damn
He's
right he
good.
can. Why couldn't he? Easy. Cornerback,
Maybe Woo.
easiest position in the league. No, I did a skull.
We have a skull now?
Eosis.
We've had the skull.
Scoliosis.
Number 8. Is Blake Brandell capable of fending off Dalton Risner at left guard? Could not be least interested in a position battle on the entire team. Number 9. How will the team's run scheme differ from last season? Hopefully a shit ton, because my God, we didn't get a rushing touchdown till like fucking week 19. I know. Hopefully it's very different. I can't wait to see Aaron Jones.
Yeah. For what, the first 3 games?
Yeah, probably. Number 10. How much more man coverage is Flores willing to mix in? Sodie?
3%.
Doc says 3. What do you got?
I'd say 30.
30% more? I'm gonna split the difference. 24% more.
That's not the difference.
Something.
Math.
You know, it's around there. It's not far from there. Sweet. Love it. NFL stuff. CeeDee Lamb wants at least 32 mil. Is he worth it?
No.
You don't think?
No.
Is Justin Jefferson worth 35?
I have a hard time
I know, right?
dedicating that much cap
hope
space
so,
to a
we paid
single
him.
player.
Yeah. But you do it for Jefferson, wouldn't you?
No.
Who would you do it for?
Nobody.
Ooh.
That's what,
they're
15%
just
of your
an
cap
analyst.
space?
Doc, you should be GM. And why I say that is this kind of upset me, actually. But saw some Hard Knocks footage, and they were at the Senior Bowl. A couple GMs just shooting the shit on the sidelines. Seriously, arms crossed, hands in the pockets. And this is their conversation. Panthers GM going to the Giants GM. So, you want, what about Burns for a couple firsts? And that's how the conversation starts. And that pisses me off because we have that conversation 40 times a day in your office.
I
Where's
know.
our millions?
I know.
Where's our fucking millions?
I'd be good at it.
You'd be great at it.
Nobody watches your team play. That's why. I hope you know that's where the money's not coming from.
But if they did, they get to check out this roster.
Yeah, but
Doc,
they
who you
don't.
got? If they did.
Josh
Nobody watches
Allen.
your fantasy team.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey. Jonathan Taylor. Bijan Robinson. Malik Neighbors. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Bijan?
Bijan.
What are we
Bijan.
calling him?
Bijan. Mustard.
You got Bijan.
I thought it was Bijan.
Yeah, you thought
So
wrong.
that's why I don't have the job. I can't pronounce their
Like the
names.
mustard.
Well, you learn the
He's
names.
spicy.
You know the numbers. You're the numbers guy. Oh, Sodie, the Sodie closed music is playing. Guys, it's been awesome. Thanks for sticking around.
Man, it's been a pleasure. Like, subscribe, check out our Patreon. There's a free episode right now. You don't want to miss it.
Free episode about cereal. You have never heard men talk this passionately about cereal.
Serial killers.
Cereal motherfucking
And
killers.
women.
Merch shop, secondoffice.org, patreon.com/secondoffice. $5 a month. You're awesome stuff. Sodie, we missed you.
Bullshit. No, you didn't.
Well.
You liked having the room, and you guys are going to be able to clear out of there.
Oh, Doc, his knees are so wide right now.
Keep living the dream, boys.
Love you.